All right, so we'll be talking about Microsoft Teams shifts today and how we can leverage that for resource time reporting. So what we'll do is we'll create a Microsoft Teams. Then we're going to add a tab with the project management example that we already created previously, which is a SharePoint custom list. Then we're going to add Shifts application to Microsoft Teams. After that, we're going to add OpenShifts to Microsoft team that we created. Then we're going to create a flow to process OpenShifts automatically with no manager approval, because this is really the beauty of OpenShifts within the Shifts tool itself. So let's get started. Here within Microsoft Teams, if you click here on the left side in Teams, you can click on join or create a team, right? If you're an admin of your tenant, and then you can just click on create team. Majority of you will not be an admin like I am right now, so you'll have to request for your admin in order to have your teams created. Lucky you are, already created our teams here. We don't have to wait any longer. I created one based upon a template from project management. It has some couple of things here like planning, announcements, etc. Basically what this template offers you is Microsoft Planner. We're not going to leverage Microsoft Planner here because simply you cannot create custom fields in Microsoft Planner. So that's why I basically focused here on just creating this example previously in another video. You can check it out there on the description or in the interaction there on the video, and you'll see that we've created this previously, and basically we're just going to add this here right now as another tab. Okay, so I'm just click here on the plus to add a tab, then I'll select SharePoint. And it shows me if I want to add from my teams, right? So teams behind the scenes has SharePoint. I'll just add from another SharePoint site. I will paste here the URL we just copied. I don't want to post anything on the channel about this. I'll just hit save. And just add it here for us, right? The project management. So based upon this project management, we have the actual responsible, right? So right now we're going to actually track project resources here through shifts. So this responsible column is very important. So basically, how do we install shifts, right? We're going to add shifts here. So we click on the three dots here on the left side, and shifts is usually right here right away. If you don't find it, you can just type in shifts, right? And you will have the application there for you. If you do not see it, maybe it's blocked, you have to request your admin to enable the application for your tenant. And just click on shifts. And it's going to ask me to create a team schedule. Where do I want to create that? I want to create that within project 1. Ask me for a time zone, right? So I'll just confirm my local time zone. So it has a nice little tour for you, right, to help you get started, etc. So I'll just skip this. So basically, some very hard concepts and strong concepts within shifts is that first thing is you can only add people that actually have been added to the teams, right? So in order to add someone here, I need to add someone to the teams first. Otherwise, things are not going to work out. They're not going to see my open shifts to begin with, right? So just make sure you have the people in there before you start verifying if they can see open shifts or not, right? So that's the first thing we'll do here is we're going to add people into the teams. So I'm going back here into teams. I'm going here into project 1. I'm going to add member. Right, so I'm going to add my test 1. I'm also going to add my test 2. Just going to hit add. It's going to ask if I want as member owner. I want them as member. I'll just hit close. Right, so if I go back into manage team, I'll see that I have now 2 members. Okay, they're not part of my team. So I can click on 3 dots again and go back to shifts. Okay, got it. He wants to do like a little intro. He wants to help me out. But I already know what I want to do. So here, I want to just basically have the same dynamic that I had previously within project management. I want to have the epics, features, and stories. I want to have the same dynamic here. So what I have there for the features, if I go back here, right, so I can just open here, since I'm in the browser, I can just open another instance of Teams. So I don't have to be going back and forth, right? It's going to load for me Teams again. It's going to try to keep synced, right? One Teams with the other. And here, if I go here in Teams, I already see another screen, right? Different from this one. And this one I can see, which is, for example, features homepage, right? So I can call this group homepage, right? So we can just click here, type in homepage, and we can hit save. And now we have a feature just like we have over here. And I can add an open shift of developing homepage, right? So I can click here on the 3 dots. Within open shifts, I could click on 3 dots and I can add open shift. Okay, I'm going to create one for today. Since we're in the 24th, I'll click here, add open shift. I think it did not go. Let me try again. Okay. Okay, so it's trying to load some tutorial for me. And basically what we can do is we can choose a color, right? So I'm going to leave it as blue. I like blue. We can choose how many slots. So if we're thinking about project management, we can think about how many resources we have here. They're going to be able to work on this activity, right? So I'll leave just 4 slots open, for example. And we can have a custom label for this, right? So I'll just leave the same label as this one, which is developing homepage. Developing homepage. Okay. So now we can also add some notes here, right? So please add the hours and activities that you did for this story. Okay. So I can just I can put like the hours, for example, right? So we can leave it from 8 to 5, right? If this is correct, right? If not, we can reduce the time, make the adjustments according to what the right timing would be, right? And I can say save. I just hit save, so it's going to save my shift here now. And the cool thing about shift is that, for example, I can copy this, right? And I can paste it around, right? So it wants me to include activities, right? I can say okay. And I can paste it here, for example, right? you can start pasting around. So, for example, if this resource here is going to work on these, right? He's going to allocate some hours here for each day, right? And he's going to say what exactly he was working on. He can put the activity in there. And what we can do here is we can add people, other people that can be actually working on this, right? So I can click here and add people, and I can put, for example, people that are available, right? Test 1, and I can put here as well test 2, right? I can add him here as well, and I can just hit close. So test 1, test 2, they're also able to work on these, right? They're also able to allocate hours into these open shifts, right? So I can, this is only going to happen once I hit share with team, which publishes this specific shift changes that I'm doing, right? So I just hit here, share with team, and this will send a notification, right, to people that have this. And this can be the entire team, or this can be just the affected members. I prefer just affected members, which is less people. And it has been shared, so it has been published. It's all okay, right? So if test 1 and test 2 entered right now, the shifts application, they would see 2 specific, one for each day of specific open shifts that they could be part of, right? But the mechanics, the default mechanics of open shifts is that you have to allocate, for example, some hours here for this open shift, and then the corresponding manager in AD has to approve this before it can be okay for this to be these hours to be allocated. I personally did not like that mechanics, so that's why we will do Power Automate to automate this approval process. But before that, I just want to add, for example, one more here, right? So we can just click again, add another open shift, right? We can leave it blue, or we can put another color. I'll put another color here just so we can see how it looks. I'll put pink. I will say this is, develop page 2. I'll leave the same hours. I'll put 4 open slots here. So if there's no more slots, people cannot allocate more hours to this activity. Right? So that's why I'm leaving 4 open as well. Otherwise, people did not see this available, right? I can also copy this around as well, as long as this is available, right, within the time frame of my project. And I can share this again with the team, right? And they'll be notified about these changes. So they have this available for them now. And what we can do is we can go to Power Automate now and start automating this shift approval process, right? So when they allocate hours, it's automatically approved, and they don't have to do anything. They don't have to go after anyone. The hours is just approved, and it's just there available. And me as an admin, I can certainly make changes, right? I can remove, I can, not have this hours anymore. Ask them to do it again if there's something wrong with these, with the time they initially put out there. Okay, so me as admin, I can make adjustments to the allocated hours. So I can here in Power Automate, I can just click on create, right? And we're going to automate based upon the mechanics of what we're receiving from shifts. Right, so I can put here automated cloud flow, and I can search here for shifts. So here we have a couple different options, and we have to choose when an open shift request is created, updated, or deleted. Okay, and then we can put here that you can say automatic approval. Okay, for the open shift. Okay, now we just have to select the team, right? So just click on the arrow. We have to wait a little bit to load the team. So we load it here, project 1. We just select that. And then I just have to put another step here, new step. And I search here for shifts again. And we have a couple, and we can say, now we can start seeing approve, right? So approve an OpenShift request. Right? That's the action that we want here, the operation that we want. So I can just say this is the same team, right? And I can just select this from the previous one, right? So I can just select from the resource ID, right? This is not the team ID, this is the resource ID. So, and then we can, if you want, we can put automated message here for acceptance. So we can say it was automatically approved. Okay. So I can just hit save. So now everything is done. When someone enters hours here within shifts for our project 1, we will have the mechanics working automatically, the automatic approvals for test 1, test 2, for myself as well if I want to allocate some hours here. And we also, the great thing about shifts is that you can use here within Teams, right? Your mobile application, you can use a specific application for shifts only. So there's no need to open Teams, for example. They can open just a shifts application and they can do the hour allocation from there if they want. So you have those two different options to use shifts. You can use from mobile application, or you can use directly from Teams, either from desktop or from mobile. You have those two great options there. I think this will be great help for you to have a lot of success on your next project management, on having those hours being pursued towards your primary goals that you need from your resources. So have a great one and happy hacking there with your Microsoft Shifts.